Man, I literally feel so disgusted. I feel like...
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Dave Show. We've got a great show planned for today, at least I think so, and I hope I can give you just a little bit of entertainment. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the sponsors of today's show. It's been a while since we've had sponsors, and that's totally okay. That's fine. But I just want to give a shout out to their generosity. And first up, we have at Nomi Vo. Could be Vu. I am not sure. So I'm sure I butchered one of those pronunciations, but thank you very much. And next we have at Dan Funk 3476. He's one of the OG members of the channel, part of the community. He's been watching, I don't know, since maybe day one. He's been here a long time, watching out there in Texas. So I do appreciate your generosity and thank you. So we do not have any news and nuts today. We're having memes first, and then we'll jump into the lefties losing it. So, man, let's stop talking and let's get to the crazy. Let's do it. As I was prepping for the show, I came across just some random things, some random memes, and I wanted to show them to you, share them. Some of them are funny. Some of them are crazy. This first clip, it just is an interesting, I'm assuming it's true, but it shows the different countries and the amount of airplanes they have in their Air Force. And it is quite astonishing. Well, not really, but let's just say the United States has no issues running out of planes compared to any other nation on Earth. Check it out. Why does everything have to be racist or being painted with the brush of racism? Anything that comes out in the media, anything that's in the news cycle, the libs and the left, they cannot help themselves. It's getting so tiring. But let's take a look at the latest instance of racism that's pretty clear, I think. From CNN says, have you ever noticed the popularity of white robots? The reason for these shades of technological white may be racism, according to new research. Ay, ay, ay. And then Ken says, now imagine spray painting the robots black. CNN headline becomes owning black robots may be a sign of being pro-slavery. I tell you, can't win. These people are retarded. MWC says, research. Yeah, it's pretty solid. John says, why is this even an issue? I totally agree. It's a non-issue. It's totally stupid. I think they're just trying to get something out, to so there's something in their newscast or whatever. Ultra Grizzly Biker Dad says, Ken nailed it. True. That's funny. Next, we're going to be looking at a picture, a meme, I guess you could call it, about serial killers And the common accessory that they always seem to wear for some reason, it's pretty funny. Let's take a look. I swear all serial killers have the same glasses. And then you look at all of them. And then I noticed Fauci's in there, which actually is true. He is a mass murderer. He's responsible. I don't want to get into it. But yeah, he's going to have a lot to answer for in the next life, I think. Jeez. But it's funny. They all have like the same exact glasses. Funny. The next meme we're going to look at shows a little bit maybe behind the scenes. BOS or BTS. It's BTS. I don't know what BOS is. But anyways, it it shows a little bit, draws the curtain back of Democrats going on dates. Let's check it out. Oh, oh no. That's funny. So there was a rapper called Dank Demos? Demos? I don't really care. It doesn't matter. She's the rapper that has had some controversy with Uber drivers not being able to fit into the vehicle because she is quite a large woman, but she's saying stuff again. Let's just see what this meme has to say. Rapper Dank Demus, I don't know, doesn't matter, says, sorry, not sorry. Real men know that this is what a peak woman's body looks like. In what universe? In what alternate reality are you talking about, lady? Yeah. All right, my friends, that's it from the memes for today. But don't worry, we've got you covered. There are a lot of lefties losing it. They are, of course, unhinged. And we are jumping in feet first to that liberal pool of madness. It's deep, but we can do it. So sit back, relax, and buckle up, because we're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Do you think that illegal immigrants should get free universal health care in America?
I think everyone should have free universal health care, everyone in the world.
No.
Why do you say no?
They should work for it.
Yeah.
Do you think that illegal aliens should have free universal health care?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe
Of course.
universal health care is a right that every person should have.
Do you think that illegal aliens should get free universal health care here?
I think everybody should get free universal health care.
If we were to put it in place, who would
That's
pay for it?
funny.
If you're paying taxes, it would probably go towards that as well. And they're paying taxes.
Who would pay for that?
I don't see a problem with everyone getting higher income and having more
What?
taxes.
Do you think that illegal aliens pay the same taxes that we as natural citizens pay?
Do I think they do right now? Yeah.
My existential dread, just given the constant state of things right now,
Wow.
is having a toll on mental health. But the imminent World War III draft that's coming up, I've already
What?
set my stones in place.
Stones?
Almost got 5150 this week because I'm crashing out so hard. So that should be enough to stop me from being drafted, right?
I have no idea what he said. If you understood what he was mumbling about, something about stones, 51, so, I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about. Somehow he thinks he's going to avoid this make-believe draft. I haven't heard anything about a draft. Have you heard anything about a draft? Anyways, let me know. Let me know if you know what he said. So the next couple of clips shows a young lady, very young lady, and her mother. She is a horrible, horrible woman. I would even call her evil, but she's indoctrinating her young daughter and then putting her up on TikTok to get views, but she's imbuing her daughter with hate and hatred. At least she's telling her daughter to say hateful things. Obviously, I don't think she knows half the stuff she's even saying, but it is horrible. Take a look. Ugh.
Why don't you like Donald Trump?
It's because he is a liar. Is Donald Trump is watching us, this is what I'm giving to him. Yeah, that's my only present.
Wow.
This. You should take Rory to Donald Trump's tower, then wait there. I mean, not Donald Trump's tower. Whatever it's called, Trump Tower. Yeah. You should wait there.
Rory's
then,
the dog.
Even if it's for like 3 hours, just keep on writing. And then
it's good.
When she eventually poops, make her poop right in front of the steps.
Oh, so
and
brilliant.
Then, don't clean it up, but take a plastic bag and then smear it across the steps. So then, maybe Donald Trump's probably not in there, but even if he was, he might step on dog poop.
Unbiased Mets fan says, completely and utterly disgusting. Parents like this should really lose custody. Sickening. And there's going to be part of that generation. I don't know what generation she's technically part. I don't think it's Gen Z. I don't even know what it is now. But anyways, there's going to be a lot of those kids that are going to be completely attached to the hive mind and brainwashed. And it's really sad.
This is a great book about abortion. All kids should read it because they should know about abortion. And it's my favorite book too. I love it.
Sean says, society is cooked. Oh man, it is really disgusting that she likes. I don't even think she likes the book, to be honest. I don't even think she really even understands what she's reading or is being read to her in that book. But it's just disgusting that you would read a little kid a book about abortion. How disgusting and horrible of a parent are you to do that? That is so... just makes me ill. Jen Hellman says, geez, our favorite book was The Big Book of Riddles. Poor kids today.
You want to know what rights have been taken away from me?
What?
Here in Texas, where I live, I am now considered property of my husband.
What? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that is not right.
I can't even get medical procedures without his fucking permission. How do I know? I needed a hysterectomy because I was going to fucking die. And my doctor said, if you don't get this, you're going to die. Looked at him and said, is it okay if we do this? She won't be able to have any more children. My husband informed her that I'd already had my tubes tied and my uterus burned because of medical conditions and I could no longer have children and to please save my fucking life. Okay? 2, they're trying to make it where we can't fucking vote in this country if we're a woman.
What?
That's a right I'm losing.
What?
The list goes on, but why would you know? You're a straight white male who thinks you deserve everything and everybody belongs to you.
True.
And you are the top of the food chain. Better news, buddy. You're not. You're just a misogynistic dickhead.
Oh, crap.
Bigot who thinks that he runs the world. Y'all have been doing a shitty job of running the world for a very long time, and I think it's time women take over.
I think everything you just said was just full of hyperbolic BS.
What do you have to offer as a wife? Yes.
Well, actually, I like to serve my husband. I'm a mother, which is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. And I've never been a feminist. I've always been very conservative. But I did used to ascribe to the kind of career, like boss babe lifestyle where I used to never want to get married. I did have a boyfriend for 3 to 4 years. He said he wanted to marry me. I told him don't propose to me because I'd never wanted to marry him, mostly because he just was very not ambitious. And as a woman, you kind of want a man that's more ambitious than you. But I was an atheist in my past life and I'm now a Christian, and I've realized that, I used to want to prioritize a career, but I can promise you girls that the best thing you can do is be a homemaker, serve your husband, raise a child. And I know it sounds crazy, but I do think that you have things to offer. I really do. But honestly, the higher an IQ a woman has, the more likely she is to get divorced. It's actually 70% of divorces are initiated by women and 90% of those are college educated women. So I just want to say it's not just that you need to be crazy intelligent. There are things that you can offer, and you can turn your life around. I didn't always ascribe to being like a trad wife or a wife serving my husband. You can change your life around and you can be happier, I promise.
I just found out that Chicago is arresting ICE. I think that it is about time for California to do that too, don't you think?
No.
I'm from Chicago, So I'm very proud of my home city right now. But I think that
Yeah?
we need to follow suit.
Well, I'm from Chicago, and I am not proud of my city right now. What an embarrassment. But, you know, go ahead. Bafo. Let's see what happens, Chicago, because I don't think it's going to be the outcome you anticipated. I came across this post, and it is kind of crazy if it's true. And if it is true, Tampon Tim may be in a lot of trouble. Let's take a look. Wow, Minnesota assassin Vance Bolter told the FBI in a letter that Tim Walz asked him to kill Amy Klobuchar. Gosh. Time for an investigation. It's Tampon Tim. I totally agree. Let's get going. Cash. Let's get that man in jail.
I am condoning this. Go buy zip ties, the same zip ties that these ICE agents love to use. And when you see those ICE agents get out of their trucks, tackle their asses to the ground, hog tie them up, and leave them there.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
While you take their car to some undisclosed location and light it on fucking fire. I am condoning that. I am instigating that.
Thank you.
I am not a Fed. I am fed the fuck up.
You may not be instigating that, but I can guarantee you are not going to be doing that. If you tried to tackle an ICE agent, first of all, there's multiple agents, genius, that go to get these illegal immigrants. So you'd have to take out multiple targets and somehow get them on the ground and hogtie them before one of them gets out their gun and shoots you dead. Because that's exactly what's going to happen if anybody tried to do that. Oh my gosh, these libs are insane.
We just voted to kill forced broker fees in New York City. I'm leaving City Hall right now where we just passed my bill, the FAIR Act, which requires that whoever hires a broker pays the fee. So tenants are done paying fees to brokers they never wanted nor hired for apartments they found themselves. The fight lasted over a year and a half. We were up against the multi-million-dollar real estate lobby that threw everything against us, but the people were on our side. The passing of this bill proves that government can work and progressives deliver results for the people. Follow along for updates, but for now, just know we just changed New York forever.
Yes, indeed. You did change New York forever, because now the rent on apartments are even higher. Because guess what, genius? That broker fee is just being passed on to the tenant regardless of whether they pay it up front or if it's tacked on to their rent, which is why rent is now a lot more expensive in New York. So good job, progressive lawmaking, always looking out for the people. What a buffoon.
What is a woman?
It's a person who believes they're a woman.
No, but that's not a definition. What objectively is a woman?
Just anyone who believes they're a woman.
No, without using the word woman.
It's just a person who believes they're a woman. I mean, what's wrong with that?
The inability to answer the most fundamental, obvious biological question, what is a woman? This is not troubling. Like, it's so simple, it's so obvious. Last chance. Can you tell me what a woman is?
Wah, wah.
Are you a woman?
It's not a trick question, the guy yelled.
Why are you so hateful?
Oh, gosh.
I asked you what a woman was. That's not hateful.
I gave you the definition. Are you confused?
Thank you for your time.
So predictable that when they get confronted with logic and with a question they just can't answer because they're so tied to their ideology, of course they go to their dependable playbook. They whip out that card of being hateful. Every time they'll start calling you names, or they'll say you're being hateful, something to that regard. These people are stupid.
This is like superhuman. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It could be like burning sunlight, 90 degrees, 95 degrees, humidity of 110%. She'd still be there. Here it is, the rain. It's going to start lightning. Like, she's like right there. It's superhuman, man. This is dedication to the cause.
What
She's
cause?
here for impeach and remove. The message is impeach and remove. Because You know why.
Why?
Dedication, man. Hardcore, super friggin' human.
If you can't fit into the shower of your hotel room, just remember your body's not the problem. It's the hotel's fault.
What kind of world are we even living in? That is so disgusting. I actually feel so nauseous watching this video. How dare you stitch her video and slander her on the internet? You are a fucking disgusting pig. You are so disgusting, and this is why so many women hate men, and we want to stay away from you guys because you're just disgusting creatures. That is horrible.
Seems to be a lot of words for me just pointing out an objective truth. What's crazy to me is how telling the truth in 2025 automatically makes you the villain now.
Looking at all of the comments, I am disgusted. The fact that there are so many men in that comment section, but as well as women? What the I thought women were supposed to be uplifting women and we're supposed to have each other's backs. Clearly not.
Well, that's because my followers aren't actually brain dead. They're not afraid of telling the truth. I love you guys.
Shame on you and shame on every single one of you that is commenting and giving him the views and giving him the likes. Not one single comment, someone sticking up for her. Not one. That is appalling.
You didn't see anyone sticking up for her in the comments because even deep down they know this mindset is broken. If you can't fit into a certain place because you're too big, you lose weight. You don't try and get the world to change for you. People aren't just agreeing with me, they're changing their lives. My videos have helped real people lose weight.
Oh, that's
This
great.
is not hate. This is what love looks like when it's honest. So if telling the truth makes me evil, then I guess we live in a world where lying is kindness. And that's exactly why we have a problem in today's society.
Yeah, you are totally right. And we live in this crazy upside down world now where good is bad and bad is good. Doesn't make any sense. The libs are all retarded. They have to, scream and rant and rave and have faux outrage for anything and everything out there. And good for you for doing some good, for inspiring people in your community to lose some weight. And they will forever thank you for that. So good on you, man. So I know that in Florida, if you get mobbed while in your car, they surround you, your car, then you can totally floor it. You just run over people and you're not going to get in trouble. And I think that's the way it actually should be in every state. But let's take a look at this question. It says, a few states have made it legal to run over protesters if they're blocking traffic. Do you support this? 100%. I mean, if they're so stupid that they think that they can get in front of a vehicle of any size and actually make it stop, they're retarded. I'm sorry, like that doesn't make any sense in any reality. So if they do that, they fafo, they're going to find out and they might end up with like, I don't know, a broken leg or two or something or worse. And it's all on them. I'm sorry. Not really, but it is. If they're that stupid, they get what they deserve. All right. I know Juneteenth was a couple days ago and I probably am not going to cover it, but Whoopi Goldberg made such a wave with her outrageous statements about how being black in America is worse than what is being lived by the people in Iran. So anyways, she's crazy. We all know she's crazy. But Bill Maher is even saying something needs to be done about The View. And when that starts happening, I think the downfall of The View, or at least its current form, it's done. I think it's toast. If they want to continue that show, they're going to need to replace every single person on that panel. And I think they're going to have to maybe flip the script a little bit and have more conservatives than liberals to balance it out a little bit. I don't know. But anyways, check it out. It's interesting.
What did you think of Whoopi Goldberg saying it's worse to be a black person in America today than a woman in Iran? I say we were talking about the trans issue before, and the New York Times really has come over on that to the sort of the sensible, liberal, not crazy woke position. I think this is a great first step toward getting the Democrats back to sanity, and a second good step would be we got to do something about The View. I really believe that. I mean, could you just
it's huge in Iran, though.
My district in the great state of Texas is actually a white majority district that President Trump would have won by 25 points. As I said, I'm a direct descendant of a slave. My great-great-grandfather was born on a Rosedown plantation. I am literally being judged not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. That's the progress because, like, a lot of white people had to vote for me. a lot.
So wait,
I don't even ever want to hear Whoopi Goldberg's conversation about how it's worse to be black in America right now. That's a bit far. And my father, who's 75 years old, he was a man that was in the French quarters that had to go get a sandwich to the back door of the building. And his son is now a United States congressman in a white majority district in Texas as a Republican. That is America. That's America. So let's celebrate that.
In this next clip, I learned something I did not know, but apparently Indians own black slaves.
What did you say?
Like, what? I've never heard of that before. But apparently this whole Juneteenth thing is actually technically not correct, because the last slaves, apparently, that were owned by Indians, they weren't released from bondage or whatever you want to call it, slavery. That was like a whole year later from the date that they actually celebrate Juneteenth. And it's interesting why they chose the date they did and why they completely ignore the other date. Take a look.
You can't make this up. You can't make it up.
We're celebrating the day 160 years ago when enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, finally learned they had been freed. Lots of other people knew, but they didn't know in Galveston. And here we are, 160 years later.
If you see Whoopi when you die, you went to hell. There were enslaved blacks in Galveston, Texas, that did not know they were officially free. Although other blacks told them that they were free, they didn't believe them. In 1865, they were officially told that they were free, and that's why they celebrate Juneteenth. However, they were not the only slaves. What they fail to mention, because they don't want this to be a part of history, the Choctaw Indian had not released their slaves. But they don't want you to know that the natives owned slaves, and they don't want you to know that that was the actual last remnant of slaves released. It's when the Choctaw released their slaves a year later, which were the final remnant of black slaves released. That's why it's so disingenuous for them to pick June 19th, 1865, when it probably would be March something, 1866. But they cannot have in history that Indians were the last to release black people from slavery, because they can't blame it all on white people.
How important are women's rights?
Very important, baby. Period.
And what amendment gave women the right to vote?
This pussy. Period.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
The level of delusion is high.
Former employees claim they weren't allowed to hang the pride flag.
When I heard that, it really upset me. Like, there's no place for that in our community, as far as I'm concerned.
Kylie Forsland frequents this coffee shop. She heard about the pride flags being taken down after employees put them up, and say because of that, Cathedral Coffee has lost her business for life.
We spoke to the owner, and he says that he believes in a place of neutrality. He wouldn't display the MAGA flag, he wouldn't display the Jewish flag, and he wouldn't display the pride flag. What's your take on that?
Spoken like an oppressor.
Spoken like an oppressor? What are you talking about, lady? The owner said that they wanted to be neutral. So they weren't going to put up any flags, which I guess if you're going to do that, fine, don't put up anything. But to do that, you still think that person is an oppressor? Oh my gosh, these liberal white women, they are the worst.
I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but the anger I get from making eye contact with a man is like so ridiculous sometimes. Look at the hives I just got.
What
literally just from making eye contact with a man. I literally feel so disgusted. I feel like
I don't see any hives. I think she's totally BSing. Okay, let's go on, my dear. Jeez Louise.
Ow!
Women.
Stresses me out. Don't look at me.
Oh my gosh, I think that lady needs an exorcist or something. Jeez. So you get that crazy when you look at a man. So, oh my gosh, your day's your life must be miserable. But does that also go for trans women? When you look at a trans woman, you also freak out like that? Or are you like totally cool? I think you're just totally mentally ill.
You got any more assumptions to make, or?
You are probably against the deportations happening in Los Angeles.
You're not against deportations happening?
No.
Why?
Because I think people who come here illegally should be deported.
So what about the legal people that are getting deported?
There aren't legal people being deported.
There are legal
Who?
people. What you mean, who? You want me to
Tell me
list
who.
all of the hundreds of thousands of
Just
people
one.
that get legally deported?
Just
I
one.
don't need to name you one fucking name. Go educate yourself.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot today. No one can back up with examples or proof anything that they're claiming.
It's not my job to educate you.
I know.
It's not.
I know. That's their cop-out. But
So-
when they can't back themselves up, they just go back with, well, it's not my job to
It's not.
educate you.
It's
It's
not.
your job to educate yourself so that you know what you're out here supporting. So when someone asks you a question,
I'm against
you can back
deportation.
yourself up.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome.
Happy Pride! We celebrated Pride Month in our kindergarten classroom by making our very own pride flags filled with attributes of things we are proud of about ourselves. First, we read some stories about the origin of the pride flag. Then we watched a video about what each of the colors of the pride flag means, like how red means life, orange means healing. Then as a class, we came together and we came up with a list of things that we are proud of about ourselves, like our names, our cultures, our languages, things that we're really good at. And they got to pick 6 of their favorite attributes about themselves. They added into their own pride flag. They picked colors that meant something to them. And we wrapped up by talking about the importance of celebrating all the things that make us who we are and celebrating the diversity in our community. Happy Pride.
I know there's been executive orders, and I know that we've made a lot of progress since President Trump has been put back into office, but when is this stuff going to stop? Like, for reals, okay? Because this type of situation where these rogue teachers are still indoctrinating our kids with all this LGBTQ trans crap, and it needs to stop. This is so disgusting. This propaganda-filled school days need to come to an end now. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's time for Dave's Detox.
It's only gonna take a minute, and you feel better after we do it, okay?
Poor guy. What are they doing? They're like, no, run away. What? You painting on the iPad? Oh. It's a pretty long-haired rabbit.
Go forward.
Oh, nice.
Go forward.
Chocolate labs. Beautiful dogs. It's like, I'm in a situation. Oh, cool. He did that on purpose. He was having fun. Aw. Oh, it's a toy. Octopus toy. That's funny. That's like my wife playing World of Warcraft. I'll do some FaceTime. Aw, that's cute. That's awesome. Yeah, he's having none of it. He's like, I'm done. Uh-oh, this guy's got some energy. That little pup is really taking it to that conch. Well, hey, listen, everybody, that is a wrap for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, slap that bell around so you're notified of the next episode. And I just want to stress again, please like the video. Even if you don't like it, it really does, I think, help with the algorithm and get it pushed out to a bigger group of people so they can enjoy it as well. Until the next episode, stay safe, know that you are loved and appreciated. And of course, until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.